If any of you guys ever wanted to try an authentic tortilla, well, you're in luck. Today I'm going to show you how to make tortillas in my household, or this is how my family makes it. What you're going to need for ingredients is you're going to need a bag of maseca. You can typically find these at Walmart for about $4, but I have mine in a container right here. And you're going to need a little bit of flour, but I'm just going to have my container here ready just in case. And you'll also need any bowl works, but the main thing you want to try to get out is a bowl with a lot of space. That way you can mix your hands in around well. And you'll also need maybe a frying pan if it's in your house, but for mine, since I'm going to use a griddle. And last but not least, you'll also need a tortilla presser. You can typically find these at Mexican grocery outlets, but I promise you it'll be worth it for the taste. To make the process a little easier, you're also going to need some plastic baggies. To cut these out, you just have to fold it up to about 4 pieces and cut out a shape like this, and they come out like this. Begin off with that recipe. Start preheating your pan to the highest setting possible. Make sure that your tortilla presser is ready by the side. For our ingredients today, we're going to need about 1 cupful of maseca flour. And we'll also need about 3/4 cup of warm water. Also make sure that it is warm because it does matter in the dough making process, so the dough becomes more firm and it's more easier mixable. Now to begin off, we'll get our bowl first. We'll add our maseca. And then we'll add all of our water in at once. Next step is to start mixing the maseca in. As you can see, my measurements for the water were way off, but we're going to get a little more water. Let's do about a half cup of water. And just mix that until it blends in perfectly. Make sure you get all the sides so no piece of flour is left behind. And now this consistency is perfect, so we're going to get a little bit of flour. And for the flour, I typically do a pinch grip motion with 3 of my fingers. The flour is really important, so it helps it become more firm and it has a chewier consistency when you make the tortillas. Alright, so now that's good. So the updated recipe count is not a half cup of water, or we added a cup of water. You just want to keep getting it in good, using the motion like I am with my hand. Alright, and once the dough seeps in really well and your bowl is pretty much clean, you can set that aside to wash it in. And just keep mixing it in good until you get a further consistency. I'll be back with you to show you the final result. After a little while of mixing, your dough should look like this. It should be firm to the touch and it shouldn't stick to your hand. Alright, let's use my clean hand. Perfect. The updated water count for this is not 3/4 cup like I mentioned. We added about a half cup of water, so you'll approximately need about 1 1/4 cup of warm water. But you can always adjust it to vary. And if it also becomes too sticky or too much water in the mixture, you can add a little more flour or maseca to balance it out. The main point is to try not to get it too sticky. For our next step, you'll want to roll these up into small little balls. It depends on the tortilla presser you get. Since mine's not that large, we're going to make these about this size. And here's the size reference to an apple. Next, we'll get our tortilla presser ready. And to begin off, you're going to want to get your pieces of plastic out. Put one in. And then you grab your little tortilla ball. And now you press this in a little bit. That's how I like to do it. And then you press it in as hard as you can. And after that, you flip it over to the other side, and you press it again. For this step, we're going to be taking out the tortilla. It might be a little tricky for some of you. Not everyone will get it first try. It might crumble up on you, but that's okay. You can always re-runch it up into a ball again and retry. What I like to do is start grabbing the first flap, and then use the half of my hand and let it glide through my hand. And as you can see, this little bit came out, but it's perfectly okay, since it's still intact. You want to be careful with the tortilla so it doesn't crumble up on you. And then you let it cook for a little while. Once you notice a little bit of steam coming out, it's okay to flip it. You can always use a spatula instead of using your hand like I did. You want to constantly keep watching the tortilla so it doesn't burn on you, and once you notice these bubbles, it's a good sign that your dough came out perfect. You'll know when your tortilla is ready once it has good scorch marks around like this. Alright, let's check on that. So leave it a little more time. The scorch marks must be noticeable like this side. Alright, and now you got a tortilla. Thank you guys for watching my video and have a great day.